Namaskar and welcome to another episode of Career Mantras by Pradeep Ramani. Today I'll be talking about one of the very important questions which is asked most of the time by the job seekers. What is that? How to crack personal interviews. Let me say that why personal interviews become very important screen in part of the screening processes. Many of the students or the candidates, they clear written test, they clear GD round also, but finally, when they go for the personal round of interview, they become nervous, they feel down, they're not able to perform, and despite having known to the questions and answers, all these things, they are unable to deliver at the time when it is most needed. Personal round of interviews are for what? In fact, the personal round of interview is an opportunity for an employer as well as the job seeker to interact and understand each other. In most of the time, employers look from the various parameters to judge the fitment of the candidate whom they are going to hire. What are the things? Whether the person is fit to deliver or complete the job or cater the need of the company. If yes, that's okay. They also want to judge you on the basis of your presentation skills, your communication skills, your way of handling difficult situations. They also want to judge your attitude. So there are different parameters to judge you before finally you are through. And these things are jolly well done during this particular 4 or 5 minutes of personal interaction, which is called personal round of interview. So personal round of interview is very important part of getting through. If you are able to crack personal interviews, then you can do whatever you like. You will be get promotion, you will be getting higher increment, you will be able to get higher responsibilities. All these things all depends upon your performance in the personal round of screening processes. As I said that personal round is not just to meet you and see you in person, whether you look smart or not. Yes, this is also there, but other things which I mentioned, like your attitude, your body language, your communication skills, your presentation skills, your personality, your problem solving abilities, all these things are judged. I don't know how these things are judged. The moment you enter into the interview room, your clock starts from there only. The way you ask permission, the way you greet the interview board members, the way you ask for permission to sit in front of them, the way you sit, that is also judged because it speaks about your confidence level, it speaks about your body language, it speaks about your assertiveness. All these things are judged within this fraction of minute. Once you are through, there are different ways of taking interviews. Sometimes interviews are taken in a very coherent manner, in a very positive manner. Sometimes it is tense, they ask difficult questions to judge your ability to handle the pressure or not. Sometimes interviews are negative, where they'll be asking all negative things to check whether you lose your patience or not. So after all these processes, you are finally judged. But please remember, there are only limited number of questions which are asked. All these things are part of the interview processes, but the moment of truth which will decide about your fit, whether you'll be through or you will be rejected, that will depend on the very 4 5 questions which I will talk about. The first minute of your personal interaction with the interview board, where they ask you to introduce, your selection is 50% decided. It means If you are able to introduce yourself properly, confidently, in a very assertive manner, in a very clear manner, and in the correct manner, because when you are speaking English, you must ensure that you are able to speak correct English. The pronunciation is good. Your body language is okay, because you need to maintain the eye contact and with a smile on the face. Because if you lack all these things, it means this will show that you're lacking somewhere the self confidence. So, first question, which is a deciding factor, which is called the moment of truth, when you introduce yourself, that clears your 50% hurdle in getting selected. Other questions which are asked: tell about your family, tell about your education background, tell about your hobbies, tell about your strengths, tell about your weaknesses, tell that how you are going to manage this job, how much is your salary expectations. These are a very limited number of questions and universally asked questions, which if you are able to prepare properly, you will be able to get through. Now question is how to prepare yourself. Which I said that these interviews are an opportunity for employers as well as the candidates to interact, where you are judged and you also can judge your employer the way they treat you, right? If you practice during this mock interviews, record the way you speak, you check the correctness of your reply, you also check the accent, check the informations which you are sharing are matching to the biodata which you are carrying. If these things are there, then probably you will be able to impress them. Another thing which again I want to give you some kind of warning. Warning in the sense is a kind of advice also. But why am I using warning? Because if you commit the mistake like this, 100% you will be rejected. What are those points? If you give fake certificates to support your claims in the personal round of interviews, there are many students or candidates, what they do, despite not having understood or done any job or course or projects, they mention only to get call from the interviewer side. But believe me, the interviewers are smart enough to judge you, and there only your integrity, your honesty, sincerity is judged. So if you're giving any wrong information or wrong data, wrong figures, wrong experience, wrong what you call salary details, all these things, if you're giving, probably you are committing blunders. And therefore, I use the word warning. If you give any kind of wrong information, believe me, in most cases you will be caught. And once you're caught, you lose the face value. And you will be rejected with humiliating remarks. So if you want to get success in personal interview, just remember these guru mantras, like maintain your body language, eye contact, positivity, dress well, speak clearly, maintain the eye contact, as I said, and be assertive, be precise, don't be critic, don't use the language which is offending. All these things are to be avoided. Say with clarity, say with conviction, say with assertiveness. The facts to the point, with a smiling face and positive body language. Right? As I said, questions are only limited. Once you are able to do that, nobody can stop you from getting. So with this, I'd like to wish you good luck. Please follow, and I'm sure that you'll come back to me that you got through after having listened to my suggestions. Thank you.